A beautiful morning inside Johns Pass as we get ready for Hurricane Idalia as she moves into the Gulf of Mexico. Has now cleared Cuba and right now is moving north at a pretty good rate of speed. The 4 a.m. update had it moving north at 12 knots, which is pretty darn fast. So we're gaining speed. It's heading north. Right now, the big question for us here inside Johns Pass and Central West Florida as a whole is, will it start to nudge east? A lot of the GFS models have it more to the east side. A lot of the Euro models have it more to the east side. So that's a big question. If this thing hugs the east side of the cone, it can create a lot more flooding for us here inside Johns Pass and Central West Florida. If it hugs the west side of the cone, we're still going to get a lot of effects, but the flooding will be lessened. Keep in mind, tropical storm Ada was yet a tropical storm and passed by 70-80 miles out and caused us some pretty serious flooding. This is a potentially category 2, potentially category 3 storm, passing anywhere from 100 to really 70 to 150 miles off our coast. So the further off our coast it is, the further west that eye wall travels from us, the better it is for us. Here in Central West Florida, at least. So that is a big thing we are watching today. Will it stay on that 85 line? Will it tick east of that 85 line? If it does tick east of that 85 line, we really need to keep it at an 84.5 or greater, preferably. So that's kind of what we're watching closely today, is how close east does it go. As far as wind goes, potentially the forecast, the discussions say it could get up to 120 mile an hour gusts, maybe a little bit more, but that's around the eye wall. So here for us in Central West Florida, even if it hugs the east side of the cone, we won't really see those 120 mile an hour gusts in any great detail, if at all. Really, we're going to be looking at a lot. This thing is going to have a lot of the wind is the same that we experienced with Irma. With Irma, we had 100, 110, maybe 115 mile an hour gusts in the Pinellas County area. That's what I'm kind of expecting and preparing for with this storm. So we're going to get Irma-sized winds with Ada-sized flooding, or potentially 2 or 3 feet more than Ada, maybe 4 feet more than Ada, depending on the route of this storm. If it hugs the west side, it'll be Ada or less. If it hugs the east side, it's going to be Ada plus 3, plus 4 foot. So that's what we're looking at, in my opinion. That's my gut feeling. And things this morning are getting finalized. It's not going to move very much. We're not going to see very many drastic turns, in my opinion. It's a question of, will it hug the east side or west side of the cone, essentially. And saying a prayer that it doesn't do the rapid intensification that they're calling for, and saying a prayer it unfortunately hugs that west side of the cone, which means someone else gets it, right? And so you never want to wish that on anybody. It's a tough situation. But long story short, we're prepared for the worst, praying for the best. You can see here inside Johns Pass, pretty much all the boats are gone. There's a few boats down there at Jack's Marina, but they're going to be leaving here shortly, I'm sure. We got our 2 big boats here, but they're pretty well wrapped up and tightened up. And I'll show you the front of the Marina. He's showing up now. We're going to be working for a few hours, tightening the rest of things up, getting all the signs down, and making sure everything else is tightened up. But that's the last few steps, and then we'll be done. And then we'll go home and hide out until Thursday, when we'll be cleaning everything back up and getting ready to open back up. You can see here, everything's cleared out. Storm windows are going on the doors. Everything's getting sealed up. Only people here are the last couple crew members and some of our staff as we tighten up Don's dock and tighten up the Marina office. You can see we got everything sealed up, foamed up, and we're prepared for the worst and hoping for the best. So that's what we're looking at. And hopefully you guys are prepared, and everybody's doing well this morning. And here's to hoping that Pinellas County and Central West Florida does well. Hopefully everybody does well. But definitely going to be an interesting 36 hours ahead. And we'll see you Thursday morning. We'll try to keep you updated through the storm as well, the best we can. Y'all have a great day, tight lines. Be safe, y'all.